Hey everybody, it's coffeecuppup here, and today I'm going to be talking about my first ex. And boy, get ready, buckle up, this is a ride. So my first ex, who we're going to call Ice, was my best motherfucking pal till pretty much the last year of middle school. Or, as we called it, junior high, because we wanted to be cool kids. So, she was the one who got me into FNAF, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and she was also a Fujoshi. Which, if you don't know what a Fujoshi is, it's basically a self-proclaimed yaoi fan. Which, if you don't know what yaoi is, it's gross. It's basically boy on boy, but it's like super duper fetishized. Fetishized? I don't know. All of you choose who might know how to speak proper English, despite the fact that I am English. Well, yeah, whatever. Anyway. Sorry about that. That was me messing with my chain, because, hey, what do you do when you're stressed? You mess around with a chain. Anyway, moving on. So, around my second year of middle school, I realized that I had a crush on her. So I told her. 'Cause, ya boy doesn't know how to think. 'Cause I'm not the brightest. And, well, basically, we just didn't talk for a couple days after that, because she was like, what the fuck do I do? My best friend has a crush on me. And I was like, oh shit, I fucked up. It was not fun. It was not a fun couple days. And then we began talking again, and shit just went back to normal. There's literally nothing to say about that. Shit just became normal again. Sorry, phlegm in my throat. So, a couple years later, I confessed again. This was the next year. Which, I know, but pushy, and I probably shouldn't have. And she reciprocated, which was cool. I was like, hell yeah. But she didn't really let anyone know that we were dating. Hell, she didn't even let me know. This is important later down the line. So, she and we both had depression. Now, Ice was the type of person to use her mental illness as an excuse for everything. You can already tell where this is going. And she would consistently miss, weeks and months of school. To the point where I got anxiety. I had fucking separation anxiety over her. So, eventually, due to the fact that she did not go to school, she had to go to juvie. Which, can't say. I told her this. I told her this several times. I was like, Ice, you're gonna go to juvie if you don't go to school. As a way to try and get her to school. Because I wanted her to get an education. I wanted her to help me. I wanted her to be at school with me. Because I was a self-centered person. And I still am slightly self-centered. Now, so, after a while, keep in mind, I still didn't know we were actually dating yet. After a while, I met this new girl. I forgot her name, but we're just gonna call her, Izzy. 'Cause, why not? Now, Izzy had a lot of issues at home. And I kind of got in a relationship with her while my friend was out. And then my friend came back to school, and I was like, oh, you're back. And she was like, why did they just kiss you? I was so confused because I was like, but we're not in a relationship. Because I'm an idiot and I need shit explicitly stated. Now keep in mind, this was also when our relationship turned a bit sour, to say the least. And I don't mean sour as in, like, arguing a lot. I mean sour in, like, she hit me a lot. And I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay that she hit me. And so I let her. And when she started doing this, my anxieties slowly got worse. And my separation issues slowly also got worse. So, yeah, she actually began beating on me at the end of the second year of junior high. And, yeah, she began hitting me and stuff, and I thought I liked it. I was wrong. And I was afraid to say anything to her about it. I was afraid to tell her that I wanted her to stop. However, I was also afraid to tell her no to anything, like, hey, can you come over? I was afraid to say no, so I kept lying to come up with excuses that I can't go over to her house, because we had sleepovers on every weekend. Like, if I didn't want to go over to her house, I would try my fucking hardest to come up with an excuse. And she would go up to my mom on, a messaging app, Facebook Messenger, and would be like, can Brody come over? After I told her that I couldn't. Now keep in mind, this was before she went to juvie. I think. I don't know. My memory is kind of sort of really hazy from then. Wow, it's almost like a teenager's brain isn't handled. Who could have guessed? But yeah, she'd go up to my mom on a messaging app and be like, can Brody come over after school today? And usually, my mom would ask me. She'd be like, yo, Brody, do you want to come over? And I was like, Like, you could kind of tell that I didn't want to, but I was afraid that she'd get pissed at me, so I always said yes. I always said yes for fear of getting her angry at me. Which, hey kids, if you're ever in a relationship where you're afraid to say no to your partner, get out of it. It's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. Now, and around this time, she also started getting super uber depressed again. Which, it's okay to go through, stages of getting really depressed. However, it's not okay to let your mental illness just destroy your life, destroy you, destroy everything. It's not. Ugh, gross. Sorry, my nose is kind of clogged. It's not okay to do that. And no one wants to see you like that. But every time I said no to her, she sort of threw a huge fit. Absolutely chaotic fit. So I just started saying yes to everything. Because I didn't want her to be mad at me. Which, looking back, I should have known that wasn't healthy. I should have. And yes, I am blaming myself for not knowing what's right for me and what's wrong for me. Because this relationship was definitely wrong for me. I didn't know it, but it was. And this was also around the time when I started questioning my identity. It was in junior high. I went through a phase where I could be everything that you could possibly be in the LGBTQ community. Now keep in mind, I prefer to use the just LGBT because, in my opinion, those are the only valid ones. Like, you can use the term pansexual. Like, the only other valid terms in my book are non-binary and pansexual. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. This is completely unrelated. And she never respected me for questioning. Like, she never respected who I was when I was questioning. Because, like, I'd be like, yo, can you guys call me he, him for now? And everyone would be like, sure, we can do that. And I love those friends. They're still my friends now in, like, high school. But yeah, they'd be like, sure, we can call you he, him. Sorry again. And yada, yada, yada. Now, Ice, like, she understood questioning gender and stuff. But she never really, she was kind of fetishistic of it when I suggested that we RP it, because we role-played a lot. Now, keep in mind, she was a Fujoshi, which you can probably just tell what we mainly RP'd. Even when I just wanted to have a nice, normal RP, she was into Edgeworld. And we roleplayed Tom and Tord a lot. And Tord would always be this edgy, angsty, suicidal dude. Which, I get it, she was that. But, at the same time, I was kind of really uncomfortable with it, because it did trigger me. But that's... when I'm triggered by suicide and role-playing it, is a completely different video. Now, right, I'm just calming down a bit. Now, fuck, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Fuck. Oh, right. So, around this time, she got into juvie a second time. And she called me that day and was, like, freaking out because they didn't listen to me. The government didn't listen to me. Because, and I tried to explain to her that the government doesn't care. But she went like, I spilled my whole life story, and they didn't listen. And I kind of felt bad for her, and I was pissed, because I didn't want her to go to juvie. So I had a mental breakdown after she called me. And my mom came home to me, like that, in my room. And she went, Brody, you really shouldn't be with her anymore. And I was like, but I love her. And I did. I fucking did. And I wanted the best for her. To the point where I forgot what was best for me. And yeah. So, after this, my mom was like, you know, if she wants to see you, she's gonna have to make an effort to see you. 'Cause she had a habit of using her depression as an excuse to not leave the house, which, you know, it's okay to be like, I need a self-care day. That's A-okay. Like, I need a day to myself. That's okay. But for her, it was basically every day. And we never went anywhere when we'd have our sleepovers. Like, she'd say we go on walks, and we did go on walks a couple times. But for the most part, we just sort of sat and, like, talked. And it was nice. I'm not gonna lie. It was really nice. But every time I invited her someplace, she'd be like, So, when I said, yo, you can still hang out with me if we go places, she was like, oh, yeah! And then, when I invited her places, she just sort of gave up. And after a while, we still talked through the internet. Because we had just decided to be internet friends. She made a whole sort of drama thing about it. So after a while of internet friends and RPing as internet friends. She was like, why do we RP as lovers if we're not lovers anymore? What was me? You know, that shit. And I decided that I just had enough. Now, keep in mind, I was in the middle of my high school gym class. This was, like, at the beginning of this school year. And I decided that I had enough. So I just panicked, said, okay, we're done. I'm blocking you. She was like, okay. And I blocked her. She was really chill about it, though. Now, a while after this, like, and around her birthday, like the day before her birthday, she PM'd me on Snapchat. She Snapchatted me, because I haven't blocked her on that yet. And she was like, yo, my birthday's soon. My mom wanted to know if you wanted to come. And I was like, I panicked, so I just immediately typed no. She's like, okay. And that was